on the Muskegon channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley, also known as Stitch Jones, in some photos. You didn't recognize that the other day?
Stitch Jones? No, I didn't.
Oh my God! Come on, man.
Stitch Jones. I don't know who Stitch.
The picture
Who's
the other
Stitch
day.
Jones?
You know, we do our daily stupid picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a picture of me holding you by the ear.
Yeah.
That's from the Clint Eastwood movie, Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh, see, I never saw that.
Oh my God! You haven't seen Heartbreak Ridge?
Dude,
now it's your
you
man
haven't
card.
seen Shawshank.
Okay,
Don't give me
whatever.
shit about not seeing an old timey Clint Eastwood movie. You haven't seen one of the greatest films of all time.
Trust me on this. You need to go see Heartbreak Ridge, because
I'll see that after you see Shawshank.
you're Stitch Jones. I'm Gunny Highway. That's all there is to it. All right, thank you. So you can be Stitch Jones. That's a good job.
Okay, fine.
All right. Anyway, moments ago, just before the amazing broadcast here began today, I said to Dave, would you like something fun or would you like something challenging? And Dave's like, oh, first I'll go something fun. And he's like, oh, wait, no, let's go something challenging. So I'm going to present a challenge for you today.
Okay.
The freedom of speech absolutist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much. Okay. If I have to go one way or the other, where you're going to have to, I have to go that route.
You have to.
If I have to choose between the two.
Okay.
If I have to choose between the two, absolutely go that route.
Absolutely go that route. All right. That's where you stand. You ever heard of Andrew Price?
Name sounds familiar. Any relation to Mark Price, who played Skippy on Family Ties?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
However, Andrew Price is a TikToker who built himself a fortune. And you know what? Enterprising, fine. Good for you. But he's also a failed reality TV guy from England. I watched this on BBC Select last night. He found his way into this TikTok world and built this little mini empire on getting men to pay him to learn how to rape and then turn women into webcam stars for their profit.
That's horrible.
That is horrible. Now, back into the world of free speech absolutism. Would you stand behind him in a court of law and say, yeah, I know that's perfectly okay. He's welcome to do that. And now keep in mind that not only did he make millions of dollars, but he has built this cult of people that find it perfectly okay to do this and continue to violate women all over the world and profit off them. And then what he's really doing is building network marketing of slavery of women in sex videos. And as a free speech absolutist, you would stand behind him and say, you know what? We need to let that continue.
I stand behind Nazis and say they must be allowed to do what they do. They must be allowed in order for our rights to, because people don't understand this about free speech. Free speech is not, free speech is to make it so our rights don't get trampled on.
Right.
That is what it is for.
Now,
however, I will say this.
That are victimized.
Okay, you want me to answer the question or do you want to?
Well, there's just a lot to this. And you
there
picked
is.
the hard route. We could have had deodorant for balls.
No, I prefer this. I prefer this route because it's more interesting, quite honestly. Because you could make the argument that his free speech rights are not being violated if you take him down because he is advocating for a crime. If you are advocating for violence, if you're showing people how to commit a violent act, that is different from the things that are covered under free speech. That is and that's different from what the what you would say the founders would call the spirit of the right of free speech. So I think you could make a good argument that what he's doing is not protected because of the fact what he's doing is advocating for or showing violence against this particular gender or group.
However,
so there you go.
Okay.
So I'm willing to stipulate that. That's in the same way you can have. Wait, hang on. In the same way you can allow a group of Nazis to march, but if they start chanting "hang,"
whatever,
this group or that's different. Then that is not allowed.
Okay, so there is a nuance.
See, there's a
freedom
difference.
Of speech.
100, yeah, there is.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
nuanced or absolutist, there's a difference.
Yeah, there now. But again, if you're going to say I've got to either allow this, if you're only giving me a binary choice, I go the absolutist route.
Okay.
Because I understand. And again, when I was a kid, and when I say I was a kid, even into my late teens and in my early 20s, I always questioned why white supremacists or Nazis were allowed to speak or allowed the same privileges. And then I had it explained to me. This is so it's ensured that your speech is protected. If we can protect the worst of the worst, yours cannot get trampled on. And the problem is, and we've seen this over the past few years, people's free speech being curtailed, people being afraid to speak out, people being afraid, oh, if I say this, my job could be in jeopardy if I utter this opinion. Now, again, you could also say, well, that's up to the individual company, and you could.
I was gonna say, freedom
you might
of speech
have a point
doesn't
there.
apply where you work.
Well, you could make that argument, but it all depends on what type of speech the company likes or doesn't like.
But it doesn't apply. Period.
No, I understand. I understand that because it's all about the government. It's all about the federal government. But there have been instances of the federal government coming to some of these social media companies and saying, "Why is this guy still on?" That's different. Those things have happened, and that's a different. That again, we're getting kind of off.
If
off,
somebody
off
came
track.
to me and I ran a social media company and Andrew Price was on there giving instructions on how to train and pimp out women,
abuse,
that's
different.
I'd look at them and go, yeah, let's shut him right off. I would,
and that's different.
Okay, it's different. Okay,
but what if they come to you and say you got to do this? Not
I would look at them and say, I agree. I'm sorry I found this asshole here.
But that's your decision to make.
That's my decision.
That's your decision to make.
Yeah, I'd make it in a minute.
If you're being influenced, but if you're being it's kind of a gray area. If somebody's giving you information, or are they attempting to influence you?
Oh, he's
and that's something
for you.
That's something for the lawyers to kind of figure out.
Oh, okay.
Who we don't really trust either.
Right.
Again, I appreciate the question. It's an interesting question, but what it leads to is the slippery slope argument, which I detest and I think is utter bullshit in most cases. So, but I appreciate the question. I like the fact that we chose the hard thing over the easy thing.
All right. Well, maybe the easy.
Again, I don't think his rights are being violated because, again, he would be advocating for. It's like the students who are saying who were saying death to Israel or promoting genocide. Yeah. And these college professors were asked, is promoting genocide, the elimination of a group of people considered harassment on campus? And some of the dumbass were like, well, if it escalates to violence, then it would. Okay, so if it becomes genocide, then it violates. See, this is the insane world we live in. Because people can't differentiate between those two things.
All right.
And I just did.
You kind of gave me.
Hopefully some are educated now.
All right. Well,
there you go.
I call that a somewhat of a non-answer that you danced around. But that's
what are you talking about? I said what was
the definition of free speech absolutist versus nuance. You just washed out.
I was pretty straightforward. If you're giving me just a binary choice, then yeah, I'm going free speech absolutist.
Free speech.
If you're allowing for nuance, which is what the Constitution allows for, because the Constitution, the Free Speech Amendment does not allow you to advocate for violence against a particular individual or group. It doesn't allow for that. So the Free Speech Amendment is not an absolutist amendment. Okay, it's not absolutist. So I was differentiating between those two. I am for the way it is now. However, if you're going to give me a binary choice and say you have to be all this way or all that way, I'm going to go the absolutist route. So
Okay. All
there
right.
you go.
Well, there you have it. And
All right.
wonderful thought process there that I'm amazed by. Wow.
I do what I can for the people.
Should have gone
And you
with ball
accuse me of
deodorant.
lacking. And we could have gone with ball deodorant and we went with free speech because that's the type of thing you expect here. All right. Ready to get into it? Not that we haven't already. All right. At least one group of Americans.
Look at that.
Oh, nice. Boston.
Yes.
Underrated.
I
Great
think so.
70s band.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
All right, go.
You and I can come to agreement on the greatness of Boston. At least one group of Americans is seeing a substantial pay increase. Legislators in the state of Kansas. Kansas is set to nearly double the pay of legislators in that state in 2025. For rank and file legislators, their total compensation jumps from $30,000 to nearly $58,000. That's a 93% increase. The House speakers and Senate president are set to make more than $85,000. That's up from $44,000. Of course, that's not including kickbacks, payoffs, and other bullshit that some may engage in. I'm not saying they do.
You know what?
Not saying they do. I'm not even judging them for it.
You know what?
Again, but here's the thing. Only 10 states have full-time legislators. And I think it's great that I think none of them should be full-time. But since these are part-time positions, 30K is fine.
Yeah.
I don't actually have a problem with 44K. That's fine too.
For a part-time
You want to make it 30, you want to make it 40,000. This should not be something that somebody jumps into as a money grab.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with it completely.
All right. What else is going on? Inflation is hitting Disney World. A one-day ticket to the Magic Kingdom during peak holiday season is up 47% since 2019, far outpacing the actual rate of inflation. Disneyland in California will cost a family of four over $1,300 for admission, tickets, and parking. Wow. A speed pass, which gets you through some, but not all of the ride lines, adds another $240. That's nearly $1,600, and we're not including food or souvenirs.
I think it's outrageous to begin with, but I think if you look at maybe what's going on here, what they're trying to do is get away from selling one-day tickets. Mm-hmm. And this is not exclusive to Disney resorts. It's something that the amusement industry across the board is doing much more of. Mm-hmm. Buy the season pass, buy the week-long stay, and then your admission to the park's going to be next to nothing because you bought the hotel stay or the resort stay with all the food and all that other stuff included. So that's where you get your price break. I think what they're trying to do is shift that model over to, all right, you're going to come here and stay as opposed to go and rent mm-hmm. a hotel over down in Orlando and do that. And if you think about the competition down around Disney, that's not that bad of an idea to push people towards a package. It's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I mean,
right.
That's a lot of freaking money.
It's a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if people are willing to pay it and you can keep your business going, you got it's a cost benefit analysis that you have to make. Am I going to lose X amount of customers by jacking it up or giving them deals for week-long stays? Is that
there's a mindset.
If you've saved up enough.
There's a mindset in the resort industry that if you're not charging enough, there's not enough value there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You have to charge so much to give people the impression that they're getting what they're paying.
You're getting
for.
Something.
And then two,
right.
If you think about the Disney experience, and I'm going to equate this to a grown-up experience. We were out in Vegas years ago, and I bought a couple of tickets from a reseller for Elton John. They were in the last row of Caesar's Palace. I mean, which honestly, there's not a bad seat in the house. I mean, you cannot find a bad seat in Caesar's Palace. But it was $800 for 2 tickets to see Elton John. But I'll tell you what, when we walked out of that concert, I looked at Cindy and I said, "Do you feel like $800 was too much?" She said, "No." That was awesome. And I
And
think a
that's
family
great.
walking out of Disney World after a day of that, you look at two kids, 8 and 10 years old, and you look at them at the end of the day and they're like, hey, was that worth it? Yep. And
You know what it
for a
okay,
parent, for $1,300 to hear those kids that satisfied at the end of a day, they don't give a shit.
now here's the thing, and it depends on what the parent's job is, how much that parent is making. That parent is making a decent six-figure income, which isn't as rich as it used to be.
Right.
Then that's it. If that parent is making 40K a year, that's completely different. You're walking out of there going, you're not going to necessarily have the same, oh yeah, that was worth it mindset necessarily. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. It's one of those, could we have done this for the kid?
I would say this. If that parent scrimped and saved and had to do all they had to do to make that day for that kid come true, if it was one day.
And that kid was, and that was that kid's dream. Okay, there you go.
That parent's going to walk out of there feeling accomplished. That they made that come true. But that parent too would be smart to go, if it's $1,300 for a family of 4 to get through here, it's me and my kid. Yeah. Let me look into a package for a 3-day stay. Maybe for an extra $500, we get the whole shebang, right?
Who knows? Yeah. There's
some smoke and mirrors here with the tickets and all that other kind of stuff. So, and granted, yes, it's ridiculously expensive. That's all.
But things are, I like the thing of what you're talking about, adding value. That's why I don't like hearing anything, oh, this is a free event, you can get in for free. Charge at least add some value to it. Whatever
it's a free event. Come and join us. But stand in line for tickets for 5 hours at every beer store in the county. And then we're going to get you for $30 for parking.
But if it's but like if you're charging somebody even if it's just like $1.
I know.
Okay, that's something. Give them it's something.
You know don't what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Stand there and watch us make all our employees work for free all day long.
Yeah.
Under a whip while they screw you out of money. And your cars get flooded.
Oh, man. Finally, major upset in Ann Arbor. Unranked, unheralded, underachieving Michigan takes down 11th ranked Wisconsin in college hoops. The Wolverines topped the Badgers 72-68. Only the 8th win of the season.
I'm here to tell
Michigan, which remains in the Big Ten, basement. Well, Wisconsin drops to 16-7.
It's the reason they call them the Amazing Blue. I think this is the point.
They're the shittiest team in college basketball in the Big Ten.
Here, quiet.
Oh yeah,
brother. This is where the season turns around. This is where.
Oh yeah.
The next level of the. Was it the Bad Boys that played for Michigan? This is where the next
Fab Four. That was the Fab Five. You're thinking of the Fab Five.
Oh. Okay,
who is actually one of them is coaching named Juwan Howard, but
he didn't know that's where it all begins with Juwan Howard, right? He is relaunching.
Well, he's done a terrible job.
Well, that's beside the point. This is where it all kicks off. This is where Juwan Howard gives birth to the next Fab Five. This is where it starts.
Right.
You know what else goes hand in hand with this? Launching.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back to the other thing nobody cares about.
Astronauts from Michigan. All right. So there you go.
All right. What else is going on? Pistons start another 1-game winning streak. They beat down Sacramento 133-120. They're 7-43 on the season. That's sports.
All right. It's holidays and observances for 400, and it's not your birthday.
Oh, that's too bad. That should be a holiday.
It would be great if it was.
April 24th, people. If you're looking for gift ideas. I accept cash.
Of course. And?
Keep the bills $20 minimum. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Who wants that pocket change like other people have to?
You don't need your ones, fives, or tens.
Yeah. Sucker money. Holidays and 400. Yeah. The last Monday in March is celebrated as Seward's Day in this state.
Worthless. Say that again. I'm sorry. I was showing a dollar bill to the people. My last dollar, literally in my wallet.
I can only read the question once.
Dude, I was providing some video magic with my.
Well, yeah.
What was the question?
Things at once sometimes, like pay attention.
I know it's holidays. So what was the question?
I read it.
I didn't hear it because I was too busy showing off the last dollar I have in my wallet. So what? Just please repeat.
I would love to be able to read it again, Dave, but this is Jeopardy. This is not
Please repeat.
Truth or Consequences. This is not Match Game.
Then I can't answer a question that I didn't hear.
Well,
I can't answer a question I didn't hear, and whatever money I lose will be under protest.
Okay.
Is that what we're going to go with? We're going to go with the protest. I'm going to have to protest this. I guess we're going to have to
go into protest because you didn't pay.
And I'm going to have to go silent on every question heretofore.
If I were you.
We're gonna. This is great because this is like a Mexican standoff. Okay, here we go.
The discipline pickles out.
All right then. I guess that's where we are.
What? Give me one good reason other than I was showing off my money.
I was showing off my dollar bill, so I didn't.
That doesn't count.
It's out of courtesy because you're not an official Jeopardy host.
I was just showing
this off.
Oh, okay.
Just showing that off. See, that's what I have.
The last Monday in March is celebrated as C-Words Day in this state.
As C-Words Day?
Now that wasn't repeat tough. It again?
I'm going to go with...
What are you, a 100-year-old woman? Seriously.
I'm going to go with Florida.
Florida. All that for you to get it wrong again.
Yeah. There you go. Was that hard?
Alaska,
Florida. I was only off by several thousand miles.
Well, it happens, man. And you know what?
Yep.
I don't think less of you for that.
I know you don't.
I'm up with people. So you have yourself a great Thursday or whatever the hell day of the week it is, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
See ya.
Welcome back, Muskegon. Rain will move in later today and especially Thursday night. So let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Temperatures will stay mild today with rain moving in the mid to late afternoon hours, like I said. And we may even see a rumble of thunder for Thursday night as a cold front moves through, which will bring cooler weather by the weekend. And it looks like we're trending drier as well. So the future radar at 4 p.m. shows scattered rain showers across West Michigan that will continue through the evening hours as well. Best chance of rain will be around 10 p.m. or so, and then it will move out of the area before sunrise on Friday. Temperature-wise will be mild today. Like I said, will likely be in the low to mid 50s. Warmer away from Lake Michigan. At the beach, temperatures will only be in the mid 40s. So for today, expect a high of 52 with mostly cloudy skies. We will also see a few peaks of sunshine, and then as we get to the mid to late afternoon hours, especially around 3 or 4, rain will be possible. And then it will become likely for Thursday evening going into Thursday night, as it will also get kind of breezy with the winds out of the southwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and lows will only fall into the lower 40s. And then Friday and Saturday will stay in the 40s, but continually cool down into the weekend. We'll also see more sunshine than originally thought, with no chances of snow anymore for Sunday and Monday, but we will stay cool with temperatures only in the mid 30s. And that's your Thursday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon channel. And I'm Cole Woods Weather, and have a great day today.